Hello everyone, how's it going? I hope well, I hope well. It's the wrong thing. It's fine, we can go to this. Hello everyone. I'm a little late today, I realize. I apologize. Again, did state a little bit that there'd be a bit of a delay on the Discord, so if you're not in the Discord, then you likely would not have seen that. But even then, I'm a little late compared to that, so apologies for that. Anyway, so, yeah, and, I haven't done much today, holy, other than be here and do what we're doing now. Gotta say, I think part of me today was like, oh, I want to do an art stream. Hey, you ever get yourself motivated? Like you're like, I want to stream, or I want to do something, but there's like another part of it that's like the fun part, but you just don't feel like doing it. I'm in that state right now. I'm like, there's reason to draw, there's things to do, but man, just like not fully 100% feeling it right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's kind of like that right now. But at the same time, I think there's always a good point where you can force yourself to draw long enough, especially if you have an end goal, that you'll eventually just get through it, and then you'll start feeling the vibes, and being just a little, having some more fun with it. But for right now, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to draw. But I mean, I do. I want to do some stuff. I did say that today we would be drawing stuff because I had been asked to draw some stuff. Here's the problem, though. I was asked to draw from Stephen Von Schiller to make a emote from one of his viewers, Gokina. Here's the thing, though. I have like no basis on what to make that. I don't know enough. I mean, I know stuff, but there's not enough info to make something. Like if somebody said make an emote based on me, you could, visually make it me and make an emotion or something. I don't have that luxury with Gokina. I don't have, I don't know any of that, so I can't do that. Is there like a certain emotion that Gokina brings? No, it's an all-around person here. So like I can't just do one specific emotion either. It's a very specific thing, but there's no specific things that I know what to do. So I don't think we're doing that today because I just don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to Steve more about that, even get something worked out, or Gokina specifically. One of those. I don't have something that I can think of that's gonna be good. And it also has to be an emote that people want to use, I think. Or at least when Gokina's around. So it's kind of one of those things that I think we need to. Sorry, my foot itches. So I think it's one of those things where it's like we gotta figure it out. But for right now, I have another emote idea today, and it's something I've had for a little while. I think it would be cool. Steve wanted some new emotes and stuff, and so I had this one idea of an emote. If you guys know the PJ Salt emote, I don't even know if that's what it's called on Twitch anymore. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But the salt emote, let's just call it that. That emote I really like, but a lot of people don't use it as much anymore. But it's still used occasionally. It's just kind of a specific thing. And I thought, in terms of Steve's chat, I like that emote a lot. I like the layout of it. Jesus Christ, that music comes out of nowhere. But I think in terms of Steve's chat, I think it would be more interesting to have a more specific kind of version of that to use on the channel. So if you guys don't really know crypto or anything like that, I'm not super involved, but I know about it and I've learned more about it because I do editing of videos for that. So basically, there's kind of a thing, whenever you make like a transaction, or really whenever you even put something up to sell or you accept offers, there's basically, from my understanding, this could be wrong, you're basically paying for like the use of the service to be, you're kind of paying for things to happen. And so you're paying what is called gas, and that fluctuates all the time. So my thought was like, what if we do an emote based on that? And it's like a jerry can, like PJ Salt, but it's tipped over, it says gas on the side, and there's some little gas coming out rather than salt. It could be used for a lot of things, right? It could be used specifically for that, or it could be like burn it all down because things are going wrong. So, that was my thought. There's a couple problems with that. For one, never drawn a jerry can before, so that'll be new, but we'll figure that out. But the other thing is I don't really draw liquid too much, and I want to have some coming out of the thing. So like, that'll be a little different for me personally. Just not something I normally do. So yeah, I guess that's something we'll figure out. I have some reference images to make sure that I stay on track, or at least try to have something to kind of look at to be like, that's kind of the direction I want to go. So I think we'll be fine, but that's the only concern that way. But I think it'll be a good emote to do. So I think that's the plan. I think that is the plan. If we end up doing that fairly quickly, under like 2 hours, then maybe we'll spend a bit more time on something else I want to do that I thought of the other night that's more specific for me. But it's kind of something I want to play around with. But I'm not going to talk too much about that unless we have enough time to do that. So anyway, the plan is PJ Salt jerry can edition. Basically. So yeah, I guess that's what we're doing. Yeah. By the way, too, we have a stream on Saturday. That is the wild card stream, where I kind of just stream whatever. There's no specific set plan for that. Usually Thursday, like today, is the art stream. We streamed yesterday because I was setting up OBS over Streamlabs on Tuesday, which is the normal stream time, so we just pushed that stream back. But that is our series game, our game that we spend a bit more time on and kind of play week after week. And right now that is Salmon Max Save the World. We will be playing episode 2 on Tuesday, or possibly on Saturday, because we also could do that. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, I'll say on Twitter what we're doing. And yeah, I didn't tweet that the stream was live today. That was a thing I forgot to do. Doesn't matter. Anyway, we're here now. We're chilling. It's fine. Let's see how many people show up from the Discord. That'll be interesting. Okay, so I guess we'll move on. We'll get the party rolling, the party moving. We'll get going. For those of you who don't know, who have not been part of the stream, I draw on Procreate on the iPad. Here it is. Whoop-de-whoop. I don't have a color. Oh, I do. It's a black. Or it was white. Now it's black. There you go. Ooh, that's fun. You can draw cool stuff. Ow. I don't know what that is, but that's a thing. But yeah, so we're going to draw our little jerry can dude. Also means I have to put it over here. I don't have a stand for my iPad. It just kind of sits here. I'm mostly looking down most of the time, but I will look up at chat occasionally. If you want to talk to me, you gladly can. Let's have a chill conversation while I just draw this thing here. And I'll explain what I'm doing as we go through as well. So yeah, anyway, I have... Let me have a reference image here. I just need a jerry can reference because I'm an artist that draws based off of like a reference image. There are some artists that are like, well, yeah, okay, I see a jerry can image in my mind, okay, and then it's a perfect one-to-one. I can't do that. So we're just gonna kind of like use a reference image I have here. It's literally just a picture of a jerry can. So I'm gonna be using that. But I mean, I have the general shape. Jerry can. What shape is it? Frickin' rectangle. Whoa. Whoa. So we're gonna do that. I use a ridiculous color, by the way, for my drawing. So like, okay, so if I don't have an image already done, we have to kind of draw our sketch, and our sketch is really bad. All I do is I just kind of draw a general line in the area I want, right? This is just an example. So we're drawing a square, right? And then we're going to draw over it with some sort of fancy line art, aka this script brush that I use for most of my stuff, and then we would do like a, you know, a square over it, right? Like that. That's generally how I do it. Now, it would be a little bit more fancy than that. We would probably draw it something like that, or you know what I mean? And then we would erase the corners so we have those hard edges. But you get what I mean. So that's kind of the plan that I usually go with when drawing a sort of sketch. I kind of, you know, we make our general sketch. It's basically the same thing as if you're doing like a circle to draw a person and then you're drawing like the angle, right? You know, something like that. And I use that for just standard objects. So that's what we're going to do. So the plan is that the jerry can sort of thing, let's just get a general rectangle shape to get the angle right. So it's going to be something like this. Probably, maybe a bit taller than that. No, not quite that tall, actually. It was probably pretty good. That angle's weird. It's probably going to be like that. We might move it a little bit. Something like that. That would be our general shape, right? And then jerry can kind of has that weird like front. It kind of angles like this, down. At least that's what I'm kind of seeing. Well, it's more like a kind of like a this sort of shape, which also means that it kind of has this sort of angle to it, where it kind of stretches like this. So we actually are going to see the top a little bit. That'll kind of be on this angle. This line we wouldn't see, right? This line's not there, but just bear with me while I make this shape and figure out what I'm trying to do. This kind of bends like this and then down. And then this kind of angles down like this. So we can actually kind of delete this line here. Need a bigger eraser, dude. This perspective is probably going to be screwed a little bit, but it's fine. There's that, right? And then there's also these like bars, like handles, right? I'm just going to draw one handle. The reference image I have has 3 handles. I'm just going to draw one, because I've never really seen one with 3. I only ever see one with the one that you hold, right? So let's draw that. It would be like this, right? Something like that. Kind of shows it coming off like this. I kind of like that idea, actually. Oh, interesting. Kind of shows it going like this, right? Sketch the handle like this. And then it kind of shows it going into the top part of the canister here. It's kind of rounded. Like this. I know this looks like a schizophrenic is trying to put together a picture here to you guys, but don't worry, it'll make sense, right? I think, anyway. That's the plan. I'm going to change this line a little bit. I don't like that it's going down. It doesn't really make sense. It should just go straight across. Like this. Like that. And then this is angled a little bit. There is obviously the hole here. We all know the hole, right? Where the juice comes from. Again, these are really simple shapes. We will clean this up as we go. We're just getting the gist of what we're trying to do. There's that line. We don't need that for now. So there's that. A slightly weird angle. I think we made it a little steeper than I was thinking we were going to do, like just forward, but actually I think that will help the image in terms of clarity. Like this will be like that. I don't know what the handle perspective is going to be. It's going to look very strange. It's almost not even quite that. It's more of like a... I think I might have made this a little too steep. Because I was thinking the angle was different, but now that I've drawn the actual, you know, cap area where it's actually going to come out of, I think it's a bit different. I think it's going to be more like this. Where we don't really have much of the actual curve of the handle in the actual picture, kind of like that. No, that seems wrong too. Damn, son. Well, let's just erase this. We don't need to erase up top. I don't know why I'm doing that. Maybe like that. That seems more right. Mind you, it seems a little flat to the... You know what I mean? Yeah, we can probably convey that with a bit of depth. Maybe we can even... You know what I'm going to do? Because I do notice that that is something that's happening here. At least on my reference. The can kind of curves down a little bit. That. When it sinks in, which also means that this should also do that on this side. Which is what we actually had before, so in a way... it's actually accurate. And then we'll obviously convey that with shadows and stuff. It doesn't really look good now, but you know what I mean. Yeah, that'll look good when we have it. We might be able to even duplicate this. I might go with the 3 handles. It might convey depth a bit better. We kind of have the for handles here. So let's maybe do that. But this one's steeper. Yeah, seeing how I drew this, I actually won't be able to do that. Very confusing top part. I think that's the hardest part of this whole thing. I'm just gonna keep with the one handle. I think that's fine. Let's delete this line because I want to see what it looks like without it. Not terrible. Not terrible. Looks a little strange, I'll be honest. What if we do... I think this needs to be curved out a bit more. Let's just do that. Kind of a weird top perspective here, it doesn't really make sense. This perspective is different than the reference I have, which is fine. But now we just have to kind of rediscover what the perspective is here that I have going on. Kind of like this. Really no clear top of this. Like, where does this top start on here? Almost like a... Get rid of this real quick. Kind of rounded at the top here. We might have to specify this with shading a little bit. I think we will have to, yeah. Because it's kind of like here, right? I think that's the top there. Which does make sense. Hold on, let me redo this canister thing. I don't know what I'm doing there. I think that's the weirdest part of this whole image. Is this? It's confusing perspective. Maybe do that. Well, that just seems weird. Here we go. We're gonna spend about an hour on perspective because I don't know what I'm doing wrong now. I mean, I think it's partially this too. Need to curve that more. What happens if I just get rid of this line? I mean, it doesn't seem bad, it's just like... Actually, that might help. This has like an angle line. It's kind of making it clear what the perspective is. Yeah, that helps. That helps a little bit. There'll be a bit of a perspective here too. Not like that. You have to kind of mimic. Oop. I made the line really small, I think. Yep. There we go. That's kind of jerry can-like to an extent. I don't hate that. I think we can definitely make that happen. What are we doing? We are drawing a emote for Steven Schill, which is Von Schiller on Twitch. I'm his video editor. So I'm also doing some emotes. I've done emotes for him in the past. We're doing a jerry can emote. Which was not at his request, it's just an idea that I had. It's kind of a PJ Salt, but a jerry can sort of gas emote sorts. The side will probably say gas. Something like that anyway. Which actually, I reminded myself, I need to write that on the side of this thing. So we'll do that. We're just doing our initial sketch right now before we do the actual line art. And then once we do that, we'll kind color it in, do the shading, everything, and then go from there. We'll see how this turns out. I don't know how good it's going to be. I'm kind of partially considering keeping it in a similar style of what we already have and kind of just cleaning it up a bit, because that is kind of what the PJ Salt emote is in. It's kind of a rough, like, emote, just visually in terms of the line art. Kind of scratchy of sorts. Also, hi JVB. I didn't say anything, but hello. I gotta draw gas on this. Cool, I dig it. Hope you're vibing today. For the most part. There's part of me that was like, I don't want to draw today, dude. But it's fine. I'm getting a little bit more into it. Okay, we need to write gas on this. How big is this gonna be? Hold on, I'm gonna draw this on a different layer. So that I can move it and get the perspective right and everything. We'll draw it in a different color too. I draw in wacky colors when we do the thing. Bro, I don't want to do anything today. Yeah, I know. I mean, I streamed yesterday for like almost 4 hours, and whenever I do like a stream the day before, I don't want to do a stream the next day. But I put the stream off from, I wasn't supposed to be streaming yesterday, but I had to delay. So here we are today. On the normal stream schedule day. That is a weird blue, I can't see that well. Make it a darker. Yeah. There's a dog outside that is very annoying right now. Okay. There's gonna be like kind of bubble letters, so I should probably not do the G like that. It should just be like that. I'll just write in a single line right now. Woo! Come back. Alright, once we have this initial sketch done, we'll clean up the line art though. Add a bit of a curve to that. That still looks strange, but okay. Not bad, it looks a little weird, but we can warp stuff and make it match better. Actually, that looked better. First, I gotta position this, and then we'll get the perspective right. Or as close to right as possible. There's really no right perspective, I should say that. There really isn't any. Something like that. That works for me. We can figure it out as we go. Also, this line on the top is here just so I can realize what is still the top of the image. Alright, let's draw our liquid portion. That liquid will be yellow, but we'll draw in green for right now so we can see it. Slightly darker green so we can see the lines. I have like a liquid kind of reference image because I'm not used to drawing liquid. We'll see how that goes. Oh god, it looks like vomit. That doesn't make sense. Back line should be straight. Okay. That angle is too steep for me. Be kind of more like this. Yeah. Oops. Alright. Probably round it more. That would look better, right? I don't know. We think spiky or rounded liquid? I'm not really sure. We'll kind of, I guess, spill it onto the thing like this. And like that. This will be kind of a puddle of liquid, right? Pouring out the gas. There you go. The puddle shouldn't be that far over this way, though. That doesn't really make sense. That is too rounded. There we go. Gas! Wow, there we go, we did it. Kind of. I want to specify some of the lines in this liquid here a little bit more. Kind of like this. To give it a bit more depth and stuff. Probably shouldn't have that right on the same thing, so never mind. Yeah, I want it to be coming out fast, that's why I'm going for the spiky. You're exactly right. Because that gas be flying, we need it out quick. The reference I have makes it round, but I don't really like it. I'll be honest. I thought I did, but I don't really. Okay. There's that. There's the gas. It's flying out. We can draw a few other things too. Like we can draw some more little blobs. You know, coming out real fast. We need some blobules. Maybe a little bit of splashback or something like that we could draw in. Maybe we'll do that more in the line art. I'll figure that out. I don't like where this one is. Oop. Please stop scaling it. And now I don't like where this one is. Oops, I copied some of the line art. There we go. Sure, that works for me. A little bit extra detail. Then we can go from there. Now we got our little gas thing here. I don't know if that's going to be perfectly enough for what I want to do for the line art, but we'll see. Yeah. I think we'll be fine. Do some line art. Line this thing up. We'll kind of just go with the outline and work our way in like we usually do. I don't know. It's definitely going to be mostly the shading here that's going to be the thing to try to like make everything work properly. We'll see how that goes. Because if you know me, my shading is not abstract in the slightest. Probably make that a little bit different. Now I can't get this line right. Come on. There we go. This line here is just like a detail line. I'm not going to do line art of that. That's just, well, there'll be a line there, but that'll just be in the color when we add it, just for some depth, some added perspective. I don't know if I like that line there. We will be lining the gas title, though, with line art, just so that it stands out a bit. want to be able to read that. Oops. Okay. And sorry about the weird angles for me drawing these lines. I realize it looks weird to you guys. Looks weird to me too, but I'm just trying to get these lines down. Go. Nice. It's not perfect, but it works. And that's what matters. Okay, so that's like the main part of the image. For that, let's do the text as well. I'm gonna do that on a separate layer. Also gonna make the brush a bit bigger. I don't like that G shape. Trying to kind of round the back out more. Sure, that works for me. Alright. And then if we want to change the color of that gas X2 later, we can, since it's separated. Okay. Get some more fine detail in here. Let's get this circle first. That's still a little big for me. I realize this is also like the worst circle shape ever. See if I can fix this a little bit and make it a little bit better. I don't know if that's really that great, but point is we tried. At least I know that compared to Steve doing paint drawings, I don't think it's as bad. Sorry, as beautiful and amazing and a masterpiece. That's all I said, huh? Okay, there's that. I think I'm actually going to curve this down a bit, like this. I'm going to change this line. I think this will be the better play, but I don't actually know. No, it's not. Never mind. I've been like partially thinking too, just from you using that emote, JVB. I partially want to like just actually draw the lull emote, but at the same time, I use it too much myself, so I'm just like, maybe I just should keep it the way it is. But I've thought about drawing it just to match the Twitch version a little bit more. I don't know. I see perks in both. I don't know if this line should be down or up. I'm gonna try a slight up perspective and see if that looks better. I don't know. I'm not actually sure on that one. Let's try it facing down. Kind of weird, both actually kind of work. It doesn't really seem to change anything. Very odd. Well, I'm gonna go with what we kept, I guess. Stay true to what I drew. Whoop, that's a big brush. By the way, I don't think I touched on it before. The eraser I use is the exact same as the one I draw with as well. I know some people use slightly different erasers to erase with, but I just use the same thing. Now the top of this can is the thing that's confusing me a little bit. I'm I'm still not quite sure what we're doing there. Oop. It's gonna take me like 5 years to get the line on the same perspective as this one. Well, that was close, but I drew like an idiot. There we go. Okay. Now that line up there looks kind of weird. I think this line has to be facing up. I think that's what I'm doing wrong. But I could also be wrong on this one too. Eraser, please. Okay, let's see. I gotta cross this over. Oops. That look better? I don't know. I mean, the line art looks really bad right now, but that's fine. Only one way to find out? You are exactly right. Literally, a lot of the stuff that I do is just like trial and error stuff, just to see what happens. Because why not? I'm gonna draw this a bit up from where it said it is. So let's tilt it like this. We're drawing that on a wrong angle. Why am I drawing it like that? Stop it. Stop it, me. That's wrong. And you know it. It's still wrong. I'm drawing the angle wrong. That's what it's supposed to be. There we go. I think that's better. Yeah, that's a better angle. These are weird, but I can fix that. Oops. Probably should have just... I realized what I probably just should have done just now. But it's fine, we're already too far along. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. What I want to do is I want to have this connected to this like that. Because that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, that looks normal now. That part's supposed to kind of be up higher. We could try to convey the depth a bit if we really wanted to. Like do a line down here or something. Then do like a depth thing there to try to convey there's a bit more depth or something. That looks weird on the angle though. Actually, it doesn't completely. That could convey there's some depth. Because we're using like cartoony shading, maybe I have to do that. Kind of change the... Because the reference image I have here has a lot of like smooth, shiny curves and stuff. And not that we can't do shiny, it's just it's really hard to like do in the style that I do a lot of my art in to try to convey that sort of thing. Instead of leaving it to that, maybe we can just do the perspective by making it a bit more less curved and just kind of more rectangular in some places, just to kind of make it a bit clearer what is happening. Like we could do this, and obviously we'll convey this with color as well. That would be facing up like that. Up like that. Now I'm just trying to think of how perspective works for a second, so... Well, this would be out like that. So there's that. Actually, that's all we'd see because of the way the perspective is. Because this would be too high up here, we wouldn't see another line. Yeah. That's fine though. That still really helps a lot to make this handle look like it's higher. Obviously, again, we'll do some shading and stuff to make it look better, but... How do we... I mean, we could just do this, right? Or, sorry, I guess it'd be more like this. Right? Like that. That's the one thing I'm getting confused by, is how to convey that it's, like, got a top. Like, we've kind of already done that, but, like, I just don't know what to do for this section of the canister. So let's draw... Bring this back for a second. I want to draw this line just on a separate layer. I'll change the color later. Whoops. I want to draw it a bit thicker. I draw this line quicker because otherwise it's going to be wavy. Just like that. Perfect. That gives a bit of depth to it. You know what we could do? I have an idea. Yeah, because that's what that would... Yeah, I got it. I think. I just gotta get the right... I think it'd be more like that, right? Yes? No. That still looks wrong. I think I gotta mimic that perspective like that. Maybe? This looks very strange now because of this line down here. Get rid of that. That's what it's gotta be. Right? Yes? Maybe? That still looks weird because the top should be here. It should be like this. Something. Yeah, it's definitely I'm getting it as we're going, but at the same time there's part of it that I'm like, ah. It should just be like that, really. It just seems weird. I mean, I didn't help with making the back straight. Does that look weird? I don't know. I'm trying to look at it like small to see if it looks weird or something of that nature. Oh, I'm at such a like conundrum. I don't know. It looks weird to me. But I don't know how to make it look better, because if we do this, which is what I would normally do, maybe I'm just getting the perspective off. I mean, we could just go with that. It's not perfect, but at least it's something, right? And then maybe we could just try to play into the perspective we have now. Right? Like, let's get rid of this gas. I might just have to change this because it doesn't look right. But like, it looks decent the way I have it now at the front, but the back looks weird because it's all the same size. But if we like take this... No, I can't do it that way. If I go from like here, and then take these lines, so I copy from basically where that ends, We still have our reference image underneath, but I'm going to modify it a bit. I'm going to have to modify this from like here. I'm going to kind of shrink the back a little bit to kind of go further out, like get a bit smaller, just to play into that perspective a little bit. I think it'll work the way I'm thinking. Oops, that's not big enough. Okay. Yeah, yes. Exactly what I wanted it to be. That's perfect. Yes, okay. We're getting somewhere. Yeah, that looks right now. That looks good. That looks way better. I'm so happy I made that change. Because now it looks like it's coming out. It does make the gas text is going to have to be a tad bit smaller, but who cares, man? Who cares? There we go. That's what we need. Perfect. Wow. For never having drawn this kind of thing, not too bad. I'm proud of myself. Which is something I don't say to myself very often, because it's usually not true. I assume this line is completely butchered now. Yeah, we don't need it though. I don't think, anyway. We could add it in color. New career, professional gas can design. Yeah, I'm gonna go to like some department, like some depot store. I'll go to Home Depot. And I'll be like, hey, I got a design for you. It's something you've definitely never seen before. It has green gas in it, dude. Crazy. I mean, we could just make this bigger, right? Just do this. Gas. Screw it. I want to make this G a bit more clear. G. That's not big enough. G. It's big enough, but it looks weird. Maybe it isn't big enough, I don't know. Actually, maybe we should just do that. Will that look better? Think so? Like if we just do this instead? Definitely looks better when it's bigger, just because it fills up the whole thing. It's all good, it's all good. Okay. So we did that. I'm gonna have to add a little bit of perspective in the gas can here too, just this part here. That is too thick. I'm trying to think of like how this would be. I guess it would be that. My normal perspective tricks aren't working because it's like a very weird perspective we're drawing in right now. Kinda like this, but not really. No, that's not right. It is about that thick. I'm trying to match the thickness. That seems like it should work, but at the same time, this part of the line's weird. That part's good. Whoopsie. You didn't see anything. I did nothing wrong there. Whoops, what am I doing? Seems weird. Like that, maybe? Gotta be that kind of lid part here. Definitely this part of the line that I'm screwing up now. Nope. Trying to connect the lines, but maybe I should just be trying to, like, do that. Whoopsie. Half of these art streams are just cleaning up the line art until it looks right. But I mean, that's kind of all art, isn't it? Maybe I should just not have it. Maybe I should just not have this perspective here. I don't know. I'm not really liking it. I like it without almost. Which is weird because it should be there. Yeah, there definitely needs to be something there. It's just I'm not getting it the way I want it to be. Maybe I'm making it too grandiose. Like maybe it should just be like this. Oh, that's too subtle because it's not deep enough. Come on, we'll get it. We'll get it. We'll get it. Definitely mostly this side angle. I think, anyway. Hold on. It's kind of down. It's kind of like this angle. Like, I should be drawing it like there. Oh, there you go. That's better. And if you do that, that's gonna look weird, yeah. But that's fine. We got it. We got it. That's what I wanted to do. I was just drawing it on the wrong side. Alright, so we still have to draw the liquid, so let's do that next. That's probably going to be the hardest part. Because, since I've never drawn liquid, I have to make this, like, creative decision now where it's like... Some people will draw a liquid without it being harsh line art. I think that might be our play, but the only reason I do line art specifically for Twitch emotes just because it pops out a little bit better. But at the same time, if we pick the right color for the liquid, then it'll pop on both. Because you can have Twitch in light and dark mode, so you have to make sure that it pops on both. When you do like harsh line art the way I do, I add like an extra white stroke around, so when it's on dark mode, it has a white border around the black border. On like light mode, it just has the black border because the white border disappears. It's kind of a general thing you can do with pretty much any image if it doesn't pop well on one color or the other. With the liquid, I think we just need to choose the right color. If I'm not going to do line art specifically, like we'll draw it as if it's line art, but then we'll fill it in later. It'll all be one uniform color with some extra highlights and stuff, and pretty much that. I think that's what we'll probably do. But we gotta choose the right color, which I think it'll be kind of like this color. Is that a gas color? Is it a little too orangey? We'll go with it for now. I don't know. We'll change it later if needed. Oops. But if we're gonna do that, we gotta make sure that the like spikes have depth to them. I think I'm drawing these spikes too big now. They look kind of weird. As Schiller's resident expert on color blindness, they all look the same to me. Fair. My dad is also colorblind, so... Ooh, that was a voice crack. My dad is also colorblind, so I'm used to... You know... just kind of generally going through colors myself, because if I'm like, hey, does this color look right? Probably. Most of them do to my dad. I can't really ask for that kind of opinion. I can ask for a music opinion, no problem, but... This is like a murky, like, kind of piss yellow. Just being honest, that's what it looks like to me. Okay, there's that. Okay. There's that. There's the little bit of liquid. And then these are going to be like drops, right? So like that kind of thing. We can actually just draw this whole thing colored in already. There we go. That's what I was going for. They'll be a little bit bigger than I thought, but you know what? Seriously, if you told me the underlying sketches were another shade of orange, just like the line you're drawing now, I'd believe you 100%. But you said they're green, I think, so they must be green. No, we're doing a yellow. The line is green. The line is like Oscar the Grouch green. And then this color is like a yellow. There we go. There's our gas liquid. I'll even make it a little bit clearer what it'll actually look like. I'll fill it in. There's our gas liquid. Ooh, that might look good actually. What if we do that? Add these little like huey spikes off like that. Along with what we added, kind of add some variety. Those are like our bigger chunks, but then we add like this kind of thing. Yeah, there you go. Oop, the opacity is not high. Means I have to redo that one. Sometimes I'll accidentally hit the sliders with my palm. Which is like the worst, but it happens. Add a little bit of variety in the liquid. There you go. That adds some velocity. The color does look different on my iPad than it does on the screen. It's a little bit more orangey on stream than it is on my tablet, but it's fine. I don't know if I should add this to this, but yeah, sure. There you go. There's that. Looks interesting enough, I guess. We'll obviously add some highlights to it, but I think it has the general gas feel for the most part. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of the liquid for now so we can kind of finish. Woo! Let's get rid of that line art too while we're here. So there's our gas can. Partially like it, partially don't. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I feel like there should be more, but I think it's gonna come down to lighting a little bit, so I guess let's do that. We gotta get the right kind of red. We don't want it too saturated. Looks a little bit pinkier on stream than what I'm seeing here. I'm not gonna trust the stream color. I'm gonna trust my color on the iPad. I think that'll be closer. Because I think it's because there's a different color profile on the stream than, whoop, multiple layers. Oh, you're right. My bad. I think the iPad is more correct. Sorry to disappoint. Doesn't matter, still looks good on screen. Anyway. Okay, so let's just fill these colors in. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this a darker color. More saturated, darker red. Like that. There you go. Be a little bit brighter. That's slightly brighter than that, but not by much. There we go. I think this would be a darker red color on the side, actually. There we go. A little too dark for me, actually. We take this color and put it on the side instead. Strange. Trying to get the right color here. I think maybe if we do it like this. Then maybe a slightly lighter color? Yeah, like that. There you go. That has the right depth I want, and then we can add some shadows to that too later. Perfect. And this should also be this color. Actually, you know what? No. I'm gonna make it this color just so it stands out a bit more. Yeah. Get a bit of that depth. The inside would be like a really dark color. But I'll just go with that. Actually, you know what? The inside, they wouldn't bother to paint the inside. We all know jerry cans. Right? We all know jerry cans. Everybody uses it on a very day-to-day basis. I don't. Of course. So this color is above this. It'll look a lot better if I do that. There you go. Let me darken this a little bit. Just to... Notifications. Hello. Can I grab that color, please? Seriously? Oh, let me grab it. There we go. Okay, there's that. That's the can. Based on this reference, though, it makes it seem like it's shinier. So maybe I'll make it a little bit brighter. Color, please. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Just a tad bit better. Alright. Even though this is implying that this should actually be darker. I think this should be darker? I don't know. Part of me thinks so, but then I do that and it looks weird. We'll keep it the same way. That's fine. Okay. Well, I mean, that's basically that. Let's try recoloring this gas thing to be this. See what happens. Oh, right, we still have that. Stop referencing that layer for a second. Go to this. And actually hit recolor and just go over the text and it'll do it all. That doesn't look bad. That looks okay too. I'm alright with that. And let's hide that for a second as well. And I guess we'll just do lighting, because that's literally all the colors. It's just that. That's the gas can. Basically, anyway. So I guess we can do highlights now. So let's try it. Or I guess we'll do shadows first. I always do shadows first. Our first shadow, we're gonna have to. Actually, I like using the round brush specifically. We can make it a bit bigger. Or do I? Maybe it'll actually work better if we do this. Yeah, I think I have more control over it. Just in terms of this, I'd rather have the control. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll hit opacity, put it to whatever perspective we're wanting it to be. I think about 25 or so. And then we will end up duplicating this layer too, and changing the layer type be overlay, which will kind of affect the colors as well, and that will basically fake us adding color to it, which is always helpful. Everybody loves that. There you go. A little bit of that shading. Always a good thing to do. So this would be facing away from us, so we'd want a little bit of that shading. We'll have to erase outside the lines here, which is totally fine. Be a little bit of shadow there just because of the perspective, not a lot. There'd be a bit of a shadow on our handle here too, kind of like that. Gonna be angled though. It get bigger as we go down the handle just by a little bit, just because it's facing. The way I usually do my lighting, by the way, is I just kind of always do it from one specific point. Which is probably not always the best thing to do, because then it makes me only know how to do like lighting from one angle. But you know. So I usually aim to do my lighting from like this direction, kind of going this way. Partially a little bit steeper than that. This one, I think I'm getting the lighting more like this way kind of angle. So we're doing the shading first, and then we'll do the actual proper lighting as well. There's the shadow for the handle. I don't know if it'd be that steep, but it's fine. Makes it seem like it's a little bit, add some thickness to that, that'll help it seem like it's not as far away. Let's just do that. Oops. Oops, once again. I want to get the depth of this right so that it feels realistic, because that felt like it was like a skyscraper high. You don't quite want that. Yeah, that feels a little bit better. Has the right amount of depth now, for the most part. Okay, so with that, there'd also be a bit of a shadow here. Something like that. There we go. And there'd also be a bit of a shadow here as well, just on the edge. Just from the natural lighting coming in. Okay, cool. So we got that. Maybe be a little bit of shading on the top, but it would maybe be more of a... I don't know if there would be any shadow here on this top part. Even though it's curving down, it's all towards the light, other than like there. That's very subtle. Probably don't even need to add that, really. I'm also going to add some shadow in the back. Just like that. Maybe a little bit more. Ooh, that was weird. That line went away. we go. That's what I wanted. Just a little bit of depth in the back here. Yeah, other than that, I think that's literally our shadow lighting, other than in this little nozzle portion. Would mostly just be this. Another depth of stuff.
This is the plan.
Like that. There you go. That's it. Maybe we do just go with that. I don't know. Yeah, that seems more natural, like that. Yeah, that's basically literally the shadow in there. That's all it would be. Wow, amazing, I know. Okay, so let's try our highlights. See if we can do something with that. So my thought on the highlight is, I mean, I'll usually do what I normally do. But the can would be a little shiny, so we'll see if we can try to emulate that a little bit as well. Oops. Oops. Come on. I'm trying to get it the right kind of perspective just a little bit. There we go. A little bit nicer. So there's a few like obvious spots we can add highlights, obviously, like right here. Things like that. Not too weird. Clean up some of these lines just a little bit. There we go. Now that's a little strange. There we go. But like obviously that's gonna have highlights and everything. We knew that. Might even add a little bit of a highlight just here, just to give it a bit of a appearance that it has like a rim to it. We'll add a little bit of that. And be a little bit more crazy and add like a little bit there. I don't know if that'll add anything. Oh, that looks weird. Never mind. Okay. I'm gonna add some highlight there. Oh, if I actually, you know what? Maybe not. I don't know if there would be a highlight here or not. I almost feel like there wouldn't be. If I'm thinking about it. Maybe it would just be, there would be a highlight here. I was thinking there was a shadow, but thinking about it now, I think there might actually be there'll be a shadow in there, but I think there might just be a highlight on this side. Let's try it with one and see what it looks like. If I can get to the layer. That is. Yeah, that feels better. That feels better that way. Honestly. Okay, so this side wouldn't really be a highlight, and now that I'm thinking about it, this side would be darker. If this side's lit up a little bit, this whole side here is going to be darker. Let's see if we can actually do that and get this side to be slightly darker. I want it to be like this color. It'd be like that. No, that's too dark. It'd only be slightly darker, but it would be darker. It'd be like that. Even that's too dark for me. Let's take this color and just darken it slightly. Like that. Literally just like that. It's just like a slight difference in color. And then what we could do, I kind of want to do that actually. Let's to add a bit of like gradient color, which I don't do normally. You literally take a airbrush, a soft brush like this, and just make it really big. Do that. Even that seems too much. Yeah. So that looks friggin' wacky, but you'll see in a minute what I'm gonna do. A lot of color here, holy. Even a brush this big. Let's get our painting brush. We can make that a lot bigger. No, for some reason we went back to soft airbrush. Could you not do that? Oh, I see. Right, yes. There we go. And delete that a bit faster, and that'll create kind of a gradient. It's really the only way that you can kind of do like true gradients in Procreate, which is a bit annoying, but it's fine. We'll put it over that color. And then what we'll get is kind of a gradient to that darker color, and we can kind of turn the opacity down a little bit so it's all darker than the base color. But at least we get a bit of a softer shade to that, and it's kind of a subtle darkness, because I kind of want it to be mostly the same color just to stand out easier on Twitch. The less kind of colors you have in a picture, especially in like a Twitchy mode, or even really anything that's small, the better it's going to look, because the smaller it is, the more compressed it's going to be, which, you know, is kind of an obvious fact. But you kind of want your colors to be as simple as possible. We have a bit of white outside of that too, actually, that I see now. I want to fix that. I don't know why I'm really going to these edges here. I don't want the color to be on that side anyway. But whatever. There'll probably be a few artifacts of the gradient we just did in the image that we'll find later when I move this over to Photoshop, but you know, whatever. Let's just erase all this color here. Bring back some of the image here. Alright, there we go. That's what we got. So that goes from having... Ooh, there's a lot of this left. Let me get every little artifact out. Apparently still one there. I'm looking at the little icon there to see if there's anything left. I think we're good. Okay, so we basically go from that to that, right? And it's just a little subtle addition. A lot of work for that. I'm going to go to 75. So it's a little bit more subtle. From that to that. Bit of extra gradient, right? So okay, there's that. Now, we could try to add some highlights to make this feel shinier. I don't know where we would add those though. Add those there. Oops, that's the wrong brush. Scripty or calligraphy script. There we go. We could just kind of add like little bits of highlights around like this. Right, just to make it feel a bit shinier. Oops. I don't really know where we'd add this shine, because I don't really know naturally where this shine's going to be. Yeah, like that all feels weird. The lighting's kind of not similar to the reference I have here, so I can't just look at that and use that because they have it lit on the back side going this way. A bit different. This side's the darker side, which is not what I wanted, so that's not why we went with that. Okay, so we have the light coming from that way, so if I had to think of where like a reflection would be, I mean, realistically, there'd probably be one like right like here and kind of swoops up as well because of the depth of it, right? Or it'd be more like, you know, like this, which I will do. I think we'll add this as a separate layer for the reflection so it at least has some of the color matched in. Oops. It actually kind of looks like we're supposed to have the color here, if I'm being honest. Like it looks like the highlight's supposed to be that big. Then we can turn it down like this, right? But at the same time, I don't know if we should go with that one like that. This is kind of a weird thing because I'm trying to like figure out where the highlights would be. So we're coming this way. This is down a bit lower, the whole thing. Or, you know, the way we designed it, it's up a little bit, so realistically this would be facing away a little bit. But it could have a reflection, or like a bit of shine to it. Realistically. Have a bit of like, what could we do here? I don't know. Something like this, maybe? Oops. Keep hitting the opacity every time. I mean, that definitely has a shiny feel to it. I just don't want to overdo it either, right? See if I can get like a bit of an L shape here, because it would be kind of in the corner like that. There's a bit of a shine to it. This handle would be just kind of... There might be a bit of shine to it, but I don't think there's enough to be bothered. Got a bit of shine there, I guess. Feels like we're overdoing it a little bit as I add more. Obviously we can add more and more as we go. I feel like adding some to the handle does help, but I don't want to add more than we need. You know what I mean? Oops. That looks weird too. So from this, maybe we could add something like this, like a extra thing. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Wouldn't be really any shine there because it's all facing away. It looks kind of strange up top, all that extra shiny bits. Get rid of it. I'm gonna do like an opacity thing like this, and then I'm gonna say overlay, so it adds a bit of a subtle color, but it's not, yeah, like that. has kind of this orangey hue to it. Or we could say add. That might actually be better. See what we get out of that. That's a similar thing. Song sucks, I hate it. I gotta get it out of this. Sure. Okay, let's re-add this part though. I do like this being pure white up top. I do like this one. Being like this. Good one. Okay, let's do that. And then we kind of have those reflections. Not terrible, it adds a little bit to it. I think it's kind of stupid, and I think we're screwing this up more and more as I keep touching this thing. Like, without it just looks like that. Which is partially bland. I just feel like there's got to be more here. Like, I'm not completely against what we have going on there. And obviously we have this. I mean, we have the gas. Maybe we could just spruce up and add some highlights to the gas. I like the spice? Yeah. Spice is only good, though, if it's good spice. Which this is not really. Oops. Let me get the liquid, please. You. Okay, let's erase this. Oop, not as much as that. Erase this and match the nozzle as much as possible. There we go, that should be good. Okay, close enough. There we go, there's our gas. Maybe it looked better if we made this white. Oops. Maybe? Add some shading to it later. I think that makes it stand out a little bit more, actually. Anyway, well, we'll get to the text in a second. Okay, let's add some stuff to this thing. Which my thought on this is that we don't want anything to be pure white. But we'll have it be, like, a lot brighter. Something like that. Maybe do a bit of a thing here with getting the color right. I don't know. We'll figure out the actual puddle in a minute. But I just kind of want the little bits of highlights and then maybe add some shadows here. What layer are we doing this on? Okay, good. Do that. And then I think the darker colors need to be that with a little bit of extra orange in it. Something like that. That's a little too dark for me, actually. That's still too dark. I want it to be like subtle. I don't want it to be that much darker. There's our base color. There's that. Bit of orange in it. That's better. That is much better. Add kind of that sort of thing. I don't know what we're going to do with the bottom there, but I do like the way the liquid looks a little bit more now. Maybe add some lines here too. Maybe add some highlight lines. This liquid looking a little bit better. Just add lines. That's liquid. There you go. That doesn't look too bad. I'm okay with that. Pouring out that gas. I think maybe add some actual shadow to this too. The liquid's the best part of this. The gas canister looks terrible. Okay, I want to add some actual shadow to this liquid too, just to give it some depth. Mostly in the canister so that it looks a bit, in the can. Something like this. Oops, what? Oh, we drew it on the liquid. Damn it. New layer, please. There we go. Okay. Turn that down. There we go. What I wanted. Oops. Gotta get this so it doesn't show any of the liquid, otherwise it's gonna look weird. Come on. Close enough. And I'm just gonna have this be on overlay. And then I'll duplicate this. Have this on normal. That'll give us kind of the darker color as well. Like that, perfect. Now it looks like it's kind of in it a little bit, anyway. Might also add just a general, like, shadow. We'll erase it as we go. Just something like that. Touch this up a bit, actually. Okay, there's that. We can erase this as its own thing. I want it to be more subtle, so I'm making it its own layer. I don't want it as bright. Something like that. Give it some extra shadow. And maybe duplicate that as well. Have that on overlay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that duplication after I erase this so I don't have to do it twice. Unfortunately, this shadow takes a little bit longer to do because we don't have any line art to hide it underneath. It's literally just on it. It'll probably take a little bit of time to erase this, but once we get it, we get it. Or I just say screw it and don't do it because it takes forever, which is partially what I'm already thinking. Takes 5 years to do. Holy. Yeah, screw that. Screw that. I'm not that dedicated to having a shadow there. It looks fine. I can maybe add that in Photoshop later. It'd be easier to do. Actually, one thing I just noticed. Let's put this in a separate group. The gas canister should have an extra shadow on it that I didn't notice until now. I have one right here. Looks like this. Didn't even notice that. I'm like, it should have one there. Maybe not as thick as that though. Hold on. Yeah, maybe that. Oops. Now the brush is gigantic. There we are. I'm also going to duplicate this layer because we haven't done that yet. We got to do the overlay thing as well on this. Get that additional color there. Like that. Turn the liquid back on. Gotta add some additional highlights here on the ground. I just don't know what to do. Maybe make it a bit bigger. Actually, know what we can do? We can do the normal, which is kind of the fake the perspective sort of thing. I don't know if it's fake the perspective, but do one of those big shiny patches. Ah, that looks stupid. That looks stupid. That's not what I wanted. I don't know. Not bad. I think that's a little too high up for my liking, but generally the rest of it's okay. Whoops. Like that. Do like kind of a flatter line on the bottom here. Something like that. Add a few darker lines here too. We add something like this. That's looking better. I don't know where else we add darker lines here. Looks weird wherever I add it. Oops. Sure, that's some gas. Maybe that last line we don't need. There you go. Yeah, sure, we'll just keep it. Doesn't even matter anymore. Alright. There's that. What else can we do here? Spruce up this gas text a little bit. Let's see if we can do that. Actually, you know what I'll do? Duplicate, recolor. We don't do that. Make this black. Color the text. Put it underneath. Do like a quick drop shadow. Like that. And then we can kind of dial it in how we want it. Maybe duplicate it and overlay it as well. see. Something like that. We got our gas canister. And one thing I might do, because these are separate layers, there might be a few things I could add directly into Photoshop, and I might do that just because it's going to save us some time to do. So there might be a few things I do with that. I'm just thinking any last minute things we want to do in here. There's not too much else I can think really to add. You know, just trying to think. But no, I think we're good outside of that. We could maybe add a little bit of extra, like an extra highlight here to the top of the canister real quick. Considering the can would still have a highlight on it. Just like that. But outside of that, I think we're good. I think we might add some stuff in Photoshop though, but outside of that, I think we're good. Yeah, I'm gonna call that decent enough, probably. Decent enough, probably. That's a good title. Yeah, maybe I can maybe spruce up this gas text a little bit, actually. Maybe I should do that. That also means I have to get rid of the drop shadow. That's okay. I want to spruce this text up a little bit, since we're here. Oops. Just kind of fix some of the sides of it so it doesn't look like I drew it in 2 seconds, which is what I did. There. Gonna add some hard, not hard, but flat edges. No, not the drop shadow. No, it's fine. All good. So I was streaming and I just heard a Discord notification. That's not supposed to happen. Why are you doing that? You know what? I'll give the benefit of the doubt. Who is the Discord person that wants my attention right now? I don't know. Weird. No, we'll get the drop shadow back real quick. It's fine. That still looks weird to me. But yes, we'll get the drop shadow back soon. I want to add like a bevel highlight to the text too, but it's a lot harder to do in Procreate. Then I can just do like 2 clicks and boom, it's there in Photoshop. I don't even have to think about it. Oops. I'm going to redo that. Have all the curve that I want. Oops. Here we go. Not perfect. Ooh, that part's weird. Good enough. Just to add some extra oomph to that, because why not? And now we can relocate the drop shadow. Which I could also do in Photoshop, but we'll just do it here because why not? Not that hard. What am I doing? Recolor. That's the eternal question, isn't it? What am I doing? Quick, can you draw a burger? Probably not. Because my artistic ability of drawing a gas can is already piss poor. But I can try. We're almost done this. Actually, hold on. What am I trying to do? There we go. Let me duplicate this real quick. Actually, we can draw a burger in the corner. Be like a oopie dap. What would be lettuce? Patty. Cheese. The cheese is on it, but you won't see the cheese. Patty and then bun. How flat is the bun supposed to be? Like this? I drew a burger. Why would anyone want a gas burger? That's right. We're right next to gas, so it might be tasting a little funny. There you go. There's burger. Sesame seeds. There you go. We got a burger. The burger's gonna make you gassy. I know, 10 out of 10. I am also hilarious. Alright. Thank you for the follow. I don't know what I should be calling you. Gut John Popcorn? I said that as separate words. I realized that's your whole username together. Oof, bean burger? Yeah, it's a bean burger. It's got a lot of beans. Makes you gassy. Let's see real quick. Wanted to do something with this. Did I set this to overlay already? No. The burger required time that I did not put into putting overlay on this layer. Actually, wait. That's the wrong one. The drop shadow. Alright, I mean, I think that's good enough. We'll definitely do a little bit of extra stuff in finessing in Photoshop, but generally I think we're good enough with that. The burger can live, I guess. Every like image, by the way, saves like your little bit of drawing. So like when you can play, like, hold on, I'll just show you. You can do time-lapse replay, right? Like you show all your initial sketches through the whole stream, right? Every image has this saved. So if we just skip along through drawing this, right at the end there's just going to be a burger that shows up. Wait for it. Burger! It's perfect. What great timing. It's just like gas and then suddenly burger. Right at the end. Okay, well, for a second, we're just gonna chat for a little bit. How's everybody doing? Yeah, I had this as my image, by the way, if you were curious. Actually, let's go to this camera. I can do that right now. I got a box spring mattress back here. My parents decided to take their box spring out of their bed, and they put it in this room. And this has been here for a while. Are you gonna jump on it? No. I'm not, because, well, I don't know if they're gonna use it anymore, so possibly not. Or possibly, I guess, is what I meant to say. It might just be my new trampoline. It's actually helped the audio in this room a little bit, because it's echoey, and it absorbs a bit of the audio now. It's still a little echoey in here, but it's not as bad as it normally is. So that's a benefit. Just a little ugly looking. Oh well. We're normally on a green screen, so you don't even normally see it, but on the art streams I'm lazy and I don't set up the green screen. Okay, so just give me a second. I'm going to export my image and put it into Google Drive, and then we can load it into Photoshop and do some extra fancy editing. But while we're here, how's your guys' day going? AVB, I know we already kind of talked about that, but you know, if you have any extra details to share, anything else that happened, feel free. I'd love to know. Are you the CEO of every wine company now? modding a number of Discords and people on the internet are stupid. No. Oh, that's unfortunate. I was gonna say I'm waiting. Oh, I didn't get. Oh, you didn't get selected as a finalist. Damn. Oh, dude, you had like the greatest video too. I'm not just saying it because I edited it. It was great. I think any wine company should hire somebody that, you know, comes out of a pool straight up and is just like, hey. I think first shot of that should have been a guarantee. I had to rename this artwork. I didn't have a name for it. What are we gonna call it? We'll call it Gassy Burger, maybe? Gassy Burger. There we go. Oh no, there's a link. Gassy Burger for the win. Yep, that's what it's called now. You're amazing. The video was solid. The video was solid. It was great. That wine pour was top notch as well. You weren't even looking. You were just like staring at the camera. That takes skill. That takes talent. I would fail that immediately. I'm the clumsiest person ever. Let's see here. Okay, my camera's gonna glitch out real quick. I need to open Chrome, and Chrome likes to glitch things out. I don't know why. Chrome is a weird program, you know? Not spatial awareness, it's my only skill. Well. What I was going to say was I was banned from chess.com. Why were you banned from chess? How did that happen? I do not know. Were you too... I've got to think you were too good, right? They were like, no, you are illegally too good at chess. That they had to just ban you. That was the only way. I went to my Google Drive, and the first thing that comes up is the wine video. Because I shared it with you, JVB. So it's just there. Funny coincidence. Alright, there we go. There's Gassy Burger. Nice. Alright, let's open that image. Apparently Photoshop just launched my NVIDIA GeForce overlay. That's interesting. I don't know why. It's been a long time since I've personally played chess. I used to have a chessboard that was like a glass table thing. It was like it basically was a wooden table, but the middle was like a panel that was glass, and it was part of the table, but it had a chessboard, like kind of like a frosted glass sort of chessboard. So like the spaces were normal glass for the white pieces, and the black pieces was kind of like the frosted glass part. And it was a very subtle look, but you could see it clear enough to play chess on it, and it came with a bunch of like glass chess pieces. And one was obviously the frosted pieces, and the other ones was not. It looked clean, dude. It looked good. And I had that when I was younger. I mean, it was my parents' thing, but, you know, it was in our house. I never, like, I played chess maybe, like, twice on it. And I think about it now, and I'm like, man, I would have played chess so much. It was such a nice table. It was tiny. It was just a nice little thing to have in the room. And there was, like, a part in the bottom of the table where you could put the chess pieces and they would be sorted and stuff. They would, like, actually contain it. It was like a little drawer in the bottom. So when you wanted to use it as like a coffee table or something, you could just, you know, it takes a little bit of cleanup time, but, you know, the idea was you'd have the pieces away and you'd put them there. I guess depending on how much you play chess. Okay. Let's see here. Hey, there we are. Okay. That sounds nice. Yeah, it sounds like the casual time. I think it's more particularly for somebody who is smart and good at chess. I am neither. I shouldn't say that. I'm smart at like 3 different areas, and then that's it. After that, it's like, you ask me a math problem, I don't know. I never know. Okay. We got our gas dude. He's here. Let's get rid of the background. And then all the time, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put in a black background and see if there's any weird stuff. Oops. That's white. Yes. Weird highlights. We want to get rid of those. And now we have to find the highlight layer, which is there. Perfect. We did it. So we just erase those. Clean up that line art real quick. There we go. That's pretty good. I don't think there's anything else in this image that's an artifact, so that was actually not bad. Burger gone. Burger not gone. Burger there. There he is. We'll save the burger. He can be like a little friend. Maybe we'll color in the burger in Photoshop real quick. We can have a little burger friend. I was going to call him Bergie, but then I realized that's the Game Grumps burger. We can't call it Bergie. Do you have a name for the burger? I'll draw some eyes on him, maybe. He can just be a dude. Okay, where's our outline layer? Is it this one? Yep, that looks weird without that. Oof. You do that, it makes me look like I'm more of an artist than I actually am. You add the lines and it looks like I don't know how to draw anything. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna combine all of the gas can layers into one layer, which I think is this, right? Yes. Then we can add an outline to this. Hey, there's the Jammin' Cat. Apparently OBS. Didn't know that. I've recently switched to OBS from Streamlabs because if you're somebody who does streaming, by the way, just quick thing, and you want to use Streamlabs over OBS, don't use Streamlabs. It takes up way too much resource power nowadays. I'm using like 30% less CPU power than I ever did, and it's glorious. But apparently it doesn't have BTTV in it. But it shows up on stream, so it's fine. I want to add an outline to this. Oof, what are these? There's weird artifacts that I didn't see. Where's all that stuff? Okay, well first let's crop this image so it's not there. Apparently there's artifacts in this, I didn't even see them. Where were those? Yeah, what the heck are these? See this? What is this? Blobs is way more resource heavy than it needs to be, for sure. Like, last stream we did, we played Sam and Max. I couldn't play that game in Streamlabs OBS. Also, I don't know if I should call you Moose or... I'm gonna call you Moose because I can't pronounce the other one. But yeah, it was terrible. I couldn't actually play it. It would destroy everything. Moose is perfect? Okay, perfect. That's great. I'm gonna assume all the artifacts are in this gradient layer we made. 2 of them are. There's another one here too. Where's that? You just toggle the layers on and off until you find it. We'll find it. Not that one. What the heck is that? That looks like garbage. Magna Amos? Oh my god. Here's the thing. Whenever it comes to words on stream, I'm automatically much more stupid than I am in real life. And I can't like clarify that in any way because that defeats the point. But, just anytime I'm on stream, I feel like I forgot like half of my vocabulary. What the heck is this? What is this? Not part of any layer. Oops. I don't know what this is. It means grace and victory. I mean, that sounds magical. Was this here the whole time? Did I add that? I swear that wasn't there just now. Where is this thing? I don't know where this is. Oh. Well, we found one. That's not part of that. Is it part of one of these dead layers? Shouldn't be affecting those, but... Where is this from? Oh my god, it's driving me crazy. I don't know what this is, and it won't go away. But if we turn the stroke off, it's gone. What? A what? A whatty what? I guess we could just add the stroke and then delete it that way, which is also a solution, but I don't know where that's actually in the layer. Oh, it's something up top. Oh? It's something there. But I still couldn't find it. Can we just crop the layer? Is that what it is? I already did that, but it didn't seem to... Where is this goddamn... Oh man. Photoshop, please. Just give me... Oh, we found it. Perfect. We did it. It's gone now. There we go. Okay, there's the gas. And there's our burger. I don't know. Okay, there's something down here too, but I assume it's just part of this. Boom. Easy. Easy peasy. No problem. I'm not going to add an outline to the gas that we added, just because. The burger. Which layer is the burger on? What did we draw that on? Oh, he's right up there. Okay. We'll revisit the burger in a second. But I want to find... Where's the gas text that we had? Is that on a separate layer? No. Oh, there it is. Okay, I want to add a bevel to this and a bit of a gradient. That's not quite the gradient I had in mind. There's supposed to be a window for this, and I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. Hello. Okay, that's what I want to do. But I want to reverse it, and I want to make it more subtle. Actually, can I have that be... There we go. Just like that, so our bevel stands out a little bit more. Ooh, it's fancy colors. Purple? No. That's gross. We don't like purple. Okay. This bevel looks very strange. It's like kind of smooth, but kind of not. Okay, that looks better. I think we could maybe modify our one thing a little bit. Okay, hold on. Actually, I like the bevel being more subtle like that, mostly just a highlight. Yeah, I like it like that, but I want to modify this gradient so it's not black, but is instead like a deep red, just to kind of stay true to the color palette we're using already. There we go. Adds a little bit of extra red to it. Gas. Top of that, I want to add to the overall image of this, I want to add a gradient over the whole thing, which can be that kind of black to white thing. It just adds some depth to the image. We got to rotate it a little bit. Actually, yeah, we do. We got to stay true to our lighting, which is generally that way. An overlay. And so it just goes from being like that to that. Just a bit of extra depth to our image, nothing super fancy. Okay, and then after that, I'm not sure. I do want to add a little bit to this gas on the bottom, or on the top, I guess it's above every other layer. All these windows are taking like ages to pop up. There they are. Okay. I've noticed my Photoshop's been like so slow recently. I probably have to reinstall it, honestly. Okay, I'm gonna mess with some settings off screen. Well, actually, we can put it up here and see what we're doing. Might want to add a gradient to this too. That looks pretty good. I kind of like it like that. I wanted to add an inner shadow. Exactly like that, just the wrong color. And maybe kind of like a deepish yellow color and kind of transparent. Maybe we could even make it a bit soft. Yeah, just like that. Kind of gives the gas a little bit of variety. I like adding like smooth color, like gradients and like a little bit of extra contrast in Photoshop just to help some stuff out. I'm gonna add another inner shadow. This one should be white though. That can be pure white, that's fine. Not like this. Maybe have add. We'll just make everything look like it's glowing a little bit. We can just add a little bit of extra glow to it just to make it pop. And then additionally, I want to add another little outline to our gas canister here. Just a white outline just so it pops. Because this is supposed to be an emote. So that is the point. So we want the gas canister to pop out a little bit. We already have our white gradient. Or outline, I should say. I know it's called a stroke, but I don't like calling it that. I've never really been into that. Mostly because I didn't initially learn to use like Photoshop. I learned to use Paint.net, and I used a plugin that was called Outline. So I mean, I just got used to that. By the way, if you're somebody who doesn't use something like Photoshop, but wants to, but doesn't want to pay for Photoshop, Paint.net is like real good. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of burger just for a second so I can resize this. Be a little bit, but we will get the burger back. The burger back. That sounds weird. Oh yeah. Was it Clip Studio? Is that right? I've never actually used it. Yeah. I like Vector, like in terms of concept. I just don't personally do stuff with Vector too much because I've just never learned a vector space. I have to in the future, I really do. I've just never done it. I tried learning Illustrator at one point. I know part of it. Um, like enough to like if somebody gives me an image or like a project file or something like that, I know how to export it or slightly modify it probably, but not enough to like, do something like what I just did now, but make it a vector thing. I wish Procreate drew in vector or at least saved in vector because you'll like resize stuff and everything's rasterized, which is kind of annoying. But whatever. You just draw it really big and it should be fine for most things. I mean, this is a Twitch emote, so this is kind of overkill for size for a Twitch emote, but hey, it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that's that. I'm gonna test. On white, it looks like that, so that's what it would look like, and then I have to modify that. That's what it looks like on black, but it should be not quite that. I usually go, but I need it on a billboard. Oh, well, never mind then. I guess I screwed it up. I mean, it's not. Yeah, that's basically what this would look like on dark mode. So actually, the gas color looks pretty good on white and black. Looks better on black, but in my opinion, anyway. But yeah, that's a thing. That's a Twitch emote. It's not the best thing in the world. I have other emotes that are a little bit better than this one. I'm not fully happy with it, but it's good enough, I think. It'll work enough. It's partially one of those things where I think it's more important that it looks good as a small image. Because if we take this and oops, I don't want canvas size. If we take the image size, and usually a Twitch emote's like, I don't know, depends on the scale, but typically it'd be like a 32 by 32. There it is. Look at how tiny that is. Ah. Good enough, I think. And you can still see that it says gas. Oh my god, that's so tiny. We need it to be like 100% scale. What does that look like? Yeah, that's the emote, guys. It's so far away. Come back. Oh god. That looks great, everyone. Well, you know. I mean, if you're on mobile, oops, there it is. If you're on mobile, then you'll get if this window will pop up, there it is. You'll technically get 112, which is a little nicer. That's not bad. A little bit nicer. I think it gets the point across. I think that's the general point. You can tell that it's a jerry can and that it contains gas, and that is what's being poured out. And as long as that is maintained, then good enough. In my opinion, anyway. Oops. There you go. It is about 2.5 hours into the stream. Woof. I don't have enough time, unfortunately, to do what else I wanted to do. I've been thinking recently, in terms of my, let's go over here, actually. Actually, let's do this one. I've been thinking recently to do, kind of a, I want to do on the main channel. I like doing like gameplay videos and stuff like that. Those are fun and all that kind of stuff. But I'd like to be able to do some other kind of videos that are maybe like story videos or stuff like that. And I know that's kind of like pretty abundant, or that what I yeah, that makes sense. But they're kind of what am I trying to say? There's a lot of them on YouTube. Um, but at the same time, I enjoy that style a little bit of video, just to be able to do some stuff. Not saying that I want to do those videos in particular all the time, but I want to have like a kind of a more minimalistic, cartoony version of my like Reaper character, which let me go here for a second. Hey, it's the gas again. But if I go and look, I'll just show you guys because I don't really have him anywhere right now too much. Here's one. Here's our Pog man. There he is. It's the Pogger guy. That's the character, but he doesn't. I have him kind of wearing a hood. He's just a red skeleton. That's really it. But I'd like to make like a minimalistic, kind of more stylized, cartoony version of that. That's a little bit easier to draw really quickly, so that I can use it for that kind of video. So maybe we'll do another art stream in the future where I'm kind of trying to draft that, because it's not so much trying to draw something from reference. It's more of trying to draw an original thing and trying to like come up with some concepts. Maybe that'd just be fun. And then you guys can also, provide your ideas as well, because I'd be interested to know which ones, if I draw a few concepts, which ones you guys like more. So I have one like idea in my mind, but it's like, how good am I going to be able to draw that? And I mean, we also have where is it? I can't find it. There it is. This one here. This character we drew, which is also an emote here on Twitch, so you can use that if you are a subscriber. I thought about using that too, but I don't know if I want to use that. I don't think it'll match quite the style that I want to do, but I do like our little other chibi character. It's nice. He's a nice emote character, for sure. Cool stuff, but I still want to do some drawing concepts and figure some stuff out, so that's the general idea. That is the general thing. But anyway, that is everything for today for me. I'm going to have to call it there. So, yeah, Saturday will be our next stream. I don't know what we'll be doing. We'll either maybe be doing some more Sam and Max, or we might be doing possibly another art stream. Likely not, but I'm not really sure. If we do, we'll either be doing that concept thing or more emotes, depending on, if I'm asked to do some more emotes. Thanks for the stream. Loved watching your progress. Well, thank you. Or process. I can't read. But yes, cool. I appreciate that. I like sharing the process. Um, I do want to do at some point. I want to do like a music stream, making some music to something of that nature. It's just always hard for me to start from something from scratch and want to stick with it. I've been kind of in a drought musically recently, so I haven't made anything that I've liked a ton, and the few things that I have I'm kind of stuck on at the moment, where I'm like, I don't really know what to do with it. Um, I still want to finish the one song. I use a song for my video outros on the main channel that the part that I use is done, or as done as I would think it would be, but like the full song is not done, and I want to finish that at some point, but I don't know. It always hits me. I've tried streaming it before too. I think a while ago. I don't think that stream was saved anywhere because it was a pretty short thing, and I just think I forgot to archive it. Um, but not much happened anyway, so not really a great stream anyway. Um, but I would like to actually make like a song from start to finish, or at least do a good chunk of it on stream at some point. I'd want to dedicate more time to that because doing a song and kind of developing a song is a little bit more time consuming, um, depending on what you want to do too. Because if you don't go in with any like super specific idea, you might end up going in one avenue that requires more work than another genre. Like doing simple techno music, could be pretty easy sometimes if you're doing just a synth that's like side chain to the kick, so it's just like bouncing with the kick, and that's really all you have. You can make something that sounds fairly decent, not too much time, um, in not too much time, and that's basically it. But if you decide to do like an ambient orchestral piece, then that takes a little bit longer because you have to make sure all the sounds are like right and that nothing feels out of place, and you got to add fancy bits and write the song a little bit more than just maybe like two notes. So, I mean, that's just talking about music in general, really. It's like the difference between a simple pop song versus I don't know, a orchestral, like a 15-minute orchestral piece. Might take a little bit more time to do one than the other. Not saying that pop music is bad. I'm not saying that at all. Um, but some can be a bit more simpler than others. But a lot of pop music nowadays is like super fine tuned, so it still takes a long time for that kind of stuff. But yeah, alrighty. So yeah, I am definitely I'm going now. A little bit of a ramble there. About goodbye free time for 3 months. Yeah, literally. An orchestral piece could take like forever. I've wanted to do like a few like things for um like movies kind of soundtrack stuff before. I actually in my I'm going in another tangent again, but whatever. We like those. Um because I was part of I was in a film program for a little while, and I became the editor for more of our major projects, and there was like two projects that was like a 5-minute short film that I was editing and doing the visual effects for, and then there was our major film that I was doing the editing and the visual effects for. And I basically finished all of that, but right at the end of our year was when COVID showed up, right around March or so. And our last couple of weeks was going to be used to do sound and record, do some Foley audio, which is like recording, you know, sound effects and stuff like, bone breaks. We got to figure out how to make sounds for that, or, stepping sounds or whatever we need to do. And we need to, master it and get the panning right and all that kind of stuff. And we had an audio guy for that. But because COVID struck, we were then locked out of the school where all the equipment was, and we couldn't do it, and it became basically unfinished. So I still ended up getting audio files from the audio guy, and I ended up doing all the audio myself at home. But the other thing we didn't have is we didn't have access to our music library because all of our royalty-free music was on actual hard drives that we couldn't get because they were at the college. So what do you do there? So I literally was like, well, I guess I could write some. So that's what I did. I had a few pieces of royalty-free stuff we already selected out that I had on my personal hard drives. So we used some of that. But there was still not enough for everything, and there was some stuff that just didn't match the emotion. So I'm like, well, I guess I have to write that. So I did that. Actually, you know what? Since we're here, you know what? This is like the only time that I'm going to be able to bring this up, so I will. Here's Chrome. Here's the channel that I put all my film stuff on. It's called Pixelated Ladder. Here's the movie. This thing called Support Agent that I did. And basically, the whole film takes place on like a computer screen. Essentially, that's the main thing. I don't have the audio in here. I just realized that. Give me a second. Let's see here. There we go. We should have the audio in here now. There it is.
Okay.
So basically, like all the audio and everything, basically all the sound effects, all the music, I had to do for this. Every bit.
Yes.
And I did all the visual effects and all the editing. Most of this project was me, and I don't want to take most of the credit for it because I didn't do everything, but I did a lot. Let me move this over here.
Damn it! Pick up your phone.
So here it is here, right? Yeah, get out of here. Right? Theater mode, bro.
Fuck.
Here we go. So like all this screen I had to like do. Which was like stupid.
Oh, Smed. I thought you were dead.
And we had to get like everything synced up and everything. But like I had to do all the music for this. The main thing for the music for this was the credits here. Which may or may not play. Yeah. A lot of this music, because we were at a deadline. We're just letting it play there. It's not super complicated. A lot of like, because I was like, oh, we got to finish this. It took forever to get the audio from the audio guy because he was like so delayed on everything. And I was like pinging him all the time on like Facebook or whatever. And I was like, can I get that audio? Blah, blah, blah. And I was getting so mad. It was literally like 3 months. And then because our like school time it extended a bit before, you know, actual, like basically our semester ended in like June. Or not June, but like, why did I say June? It basically ended like around April-ish, like the end of April. But then like June was when we like actually were supposed to graduate. Now that all kind of changed because of pandemic stuff, but generally that was the end of our year and before like when everything ended before we could stop talking to teachers and giving them things. So like it was like maybe like 2-3 weeks before basically that date was coming up. So I wanted to get these things done before that happened. And I uploaded these in August because I uploaded them a little bit later than when I actually submitted them. But regardless, there was a certain date that I wanted them done. So I'm like, I need these files. Eventually, I actually did get them with about 3 or 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks to spare. And I was like, okay, I need to still like write music for it, which I hadn't done. So I'm like, I have to do that. How do I do that? And so a lot of this music was made like in like an hour or two because I needed it quickly and I needed to do all the sounds. The sounds for this took forever because I needed to do all the keyboard sounds, all the notification sounds, any like slight chimes and stuff. and I wanted to design it based on like what it was supposed to be. I'm happy with how the sound turned out for the most part. It was pretty good. There was some like sound I needed to do. There was also um some like two issues where like the sync was kind of weird between our actors because they were not talking like live to each other, which we could have done, we should have done, but we just didn't. So like
Echolocator and we'll get you out.
there's just this like weird silence for a little bit that had nothing there in the script. So I had to like talk to the director and be like, "Hey, can we add some lines there? I have an idea." And so we communicated. She liked the idea. So that's what we did. And literally it was like, "Well, we need somebody to say it." So I had to like do voice acting as well. I don't know where it is.
Got an extraction team waiting for you a few
Right
blocks
here, I
out.
think.
Smith,
Aha.
3 hostages have been detected in your vicinity. Your location is advised.
All right.
Nice.
I'm switching.
I'm happy with how that turned out. There's a lot of like modulated stuff there, but I made it sound like it wasn't me. I think I succeeded. I didn't want it to sound like it was me. I was like, I'll just do it. Hey, it was nice. I got to put my own name in the credits at the end in like multiple places, literally. I'm the artificial intelligence. Anyway. But yeah, that was just like an awkward silence. There was no line there before. It was just silent. There was nothing in the script. I'm like, there should be something there. I'm like, hey, I'll just add a line there. Screw it. And then our other film here, which has 409 views, Jesus Christ, is like a half-hour thing, and I also did all the editing and stuff for that. It has a VHS filter over the whole thing. That was apparently, it's a weird film.
You can go hang out in the living room. I can take care of these in the
But
corner.
like,
You sure?
Yeah, seriously, just go relax. I shouldn't take too long.
all the like visual effects. There's like different visual effects in this. Let's see. I think it's here.
This.
Yeah. So like we had a camera that this guy used. Basically it's about this guy that gets like abducted. And he's a photographer and he has to take photos of this model like because she's like crazy. That's basically, it's a bit more complicated than that, but that's generally the vibe. And like I had to do like tracking shots on like cameras and stuff and like add a new menu to the camera so that we could like, change it whenever we needed. And and we didn't want it to be the default menu, so we just wanted to add a menu to the thing. Like there's the menu and the guy goes through it and everything. All animated and everything, tracked to the camera. And like, dude, it's not that I don't know how to do that stuff. I knew how to do that stuff. It's fine. But like, there are certain things you can do when you film a shot that will like change or make it easier for the person doing it. The original shots, I don't know if I have any of these shots. I think I do in my demo reel. Hold on. Yeah, dude. Dude, look at this. This is the shots that I got. That's what I had to track. They're like, hey, if we just put tape on it, it's fine. And I literally said multiple times, please put just small things on like the devices and don't have like things coming off of the edges because then I have to put more work into getting rid of that. Literally, this tape is coming off of this. I had to fix that because like, here's the thing. If you don't know how these shots work and how you put them together, basically, you have to like say to a program, okay, track something with high contrast. So that wasn't a problem here. I could say, track this corner and track this corner and then track this corner. And I didn't really have a good one for this one because her hand's in the way. I basically just said track this area because her hand didn't move too much. That worked fine. Then from there, I take that tracking and I then have to extrapolate it so it fits to the screen. On top of that, I have to like change the color correction of the screen and everything and like add noise and grain so it matches. And then because her hand's in the way, I have to then like tell the program, hey, I'm going to cut out the thing I added around the hand so that it's, you know, it looks like it's behind the hand. So I have to do that too. And then because they had the tape coming off of the phone, I had to then reconstruct. This is the hardest part. The screen ends like here, right? So if I replace the screen, this tape's still going to be here. So I had to reconstruct the top of the phone out of parts of the existing part of the phone. And then also I had to reconstruct the edge of the phone out of other parts of the phone. And then I had to track that onto it because the tape was in the way. And so, like, oh my god, there's so many elements. It took forever. And that's just one shot. There's so many other times we have a phone on screen. There was probably like 8 or 9 phone shots. Maybe less than that. There was probably only about like 6. And then there was like 4 separate laptop shots that had to be replaced. There was like a ton of camera shots. There was probably about 8 of those. So it's just like, ugh. We don't need the music, but there you go. So that's my replacement. So I had to like basically paint in the phone. So that was my painting in of the phone. That's what that is. And then that's my custom screen replacement. And so that's what it is. And then the shot is that added in. So, you know, stuff like that. Anyway, I have a demo reel too if you want to check that out. I have a business email. It's on my Twitter. smgorsland@gmail.com. Spelled like my last name. Anyway. So, you know, if you want anything that way, I have an email. But anyway, so yeah, I have a bunch of stuff. I've made title graphics and stuff like that. This entire documentary I directed and did all the editing for. And yeah, did that graphic as well. That's a custom font too, which I don't have anymore, which is annoying. Yeah, lots of stuff. I edited a reality show too. Dude, it's crazy. Anyway. But yeah, that was just my weird time to bring that up for some reason. I literally had no other reason to bring that up, really. I mean, I probably would eventually, but it was just a good segue. I said I was going to leave, like, forever ago. But I wanted to talk about it. Yeah. So anyway. Cool stuff. That's everything. I'm going to stop there. For anybody else that's watching this, possibly right now, watching this on the VOD channel, wherever you're watching this, or you're watching it on Twitch later on, I have a Discord. I have updates in there of when I'm live on Twitch. I also tweet out when I'm live. I didn't for this stream, so that's a lie. But normally I tweet out as well when I'm live. All that kind of stuff. So those are places you can follow me there, or just directly on Twitch. I also have my YouTube and all my other links below in the stream. And I believe the Streamlabs bot should still be on. It is not, but never mind. But yeah, so never mind. So I normally would say you can also do ! socials, but that's not working right now, so I'll have to fix that. But it is below the Twitch stream, so it's all there and on other places. So that's everything, though. That's all for me for today. We'll be back on Saturday. Not sure with what. Maybe some games, maybe some art, maybe something completely different. I don't really know. It's our wildcard day. It can be whatever I want it to be. I mean, any stream can be whatever I want it to be, but generally we try to follow the scheduled stuff. Cool stuff. Thanks for coming out, guys. I appreciate it. See y'all later. Peace out.